Oh, Sue, we are doing another, science friction event
Yeah,
thing,
we're really getting
right?
down and
We're
dirty now.
leaning into this.
Yeah, it's been fun though. I'm
It
having
has
fun.
been fun. I'm now like scouring and like, what do we watch next? What do we watch next? But yeah, I'm having so much fun, and
What was
because
the one we saw last time? Was like
the wizard.
Code. Yeah, that's what we watched. But remember, we were looking on YouTube for something. We saw like Firefox or something.
Right. Oh yeah,
Codename
codename
something.
Foxfire.
Foxfire. That was it.
Yeah, hilarious.
Uh, yeah, that probably won't be next, but it should
No,
go
but
on
it's
the
in
list.
there. It's totally in there.
You
There you
just
go.
disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
no,
I had
you
to let
appeared.
George. I'm letting George out of the bedroom. There we go. He's like, I don't want to be in here for that. But yes, so this week we're tackling the Misfits of Science,
Science.
which lasted like 16 episodes.
Yeah, and I read somewhere that it was canceled due to low ratings, and they didn't actually air one of the episodes.
Oh,
They just yoinked it unceremoniously.
yeah. I mean, I can see why. It's not to say I didn't like it, but I can see why they might have pulled it just because my big thing watching it was it seems like there's so much going on. There's like
I know.
so much.
And
I'm
this is
like,
the first one where the pilot was, I guess, like a 2 hour TV movie type
yeah,
thing.
first
Because it
one
was like
we've
an hour
done
and a half
anyway,
with the commercials out of it.
right? But it was fun. I like I'm not gonna say all the actors in it are great. Um, but holy Courtney Cox was a cutie.
Yeah, yeah, she was an early favorite.
Yep, and it's easy to see why. But I mean, what do we do? Broad strokes for the series is what it's like a group of misfit scientists, hence the name Misfits of
Yeah.
Science. Who
Well, they're not really scientists. With two, one of them
two of
is.
them are. Two of them
Yeah,
are.
two of them are. But
Yeah.
the one only one of those two has powers. They all
Yes,
have
because he wants to be
different special
smaller.
powers. Yeah, yeah, because he doesn't want to be 7 feet tall.
Right. But yeah, and then they kind of get involved with events, not paranormal, but kind of out there events. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, Kevin Peter Hall, who is the very, very tall guy, 7'4", I think is what they said,
yeah.
um, was then went on to do Predators 1 and 2. He was the
Predator. Yeah,
Predator.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes.
He was
So,
the monster in everything. Every time they needed a tall guy.
right until Doug Jones came along.
Yeah, who's shorter, but
Yes. And who else? Dean Paul Martin, who is actually Dean Martin's son,
yeah,
which you can't tell by looking at him.
yeah. Seriously.
I don't see Dino there at all, but I'm like, oh, okay, I'll believe your pedigree. Um,
I felt like
and
he was trying to channel Michael J. Fox through like at least
right,
the whole. I feel like he settles, from what little I remember of the series, he settles into the character more, but he was very Michael J. Fox in this first pilot episode.
yeah, my instincts were like, it feels like somebody had been to the theater that summer and had seen, obviously Back to the Future and Real Genius. I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah,
because because a lot of his dialogue feels very Real Genius. He's just like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna be really funny and clever, and you know,
quippy,
uh, yeah, but I'm
so
cool,
quippy. Yeah,
but I'm really really cool, and I'm
you
gonna
can
hit
tell by
on the
my preppy
parole
haircut.
officer and stuff. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it was fun. I was shocked though when I saw that the music was by uh I'm gonna say Basil or
Mm,
Basil, either way, Basil
yeah.
Poledouris, who of course is known for the incredible score for Conan the Barbarian, which if you
Hmm.
haven't heard, amazing. And one of my personal favorites, The Hunt for Red October.
Yes.
He's done some big stuff,
Yeah.
and this doesn't sound anything like him.
No.
It's so like
It's synth.
60s,
It's 80s
80s.
synth.
Yeah.
And it like overshadows the dialogue so many times. Like it's just
Right.
jacked up so loud
Yeah.
that
It's like you're gonna listen to this and you're gonna
like, what
like
did he
it.
say?
Right? Do I need the captions on for this? I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? But it's fun. And then Larry Linville is a guest star in this
Hmm.
in the pilot episode. And I can't remember the name of the other scientist, the bad scientist, the bad guy. I'm just scrolling through it real quick. Um,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Dr. Strick. I don't
yeah, Dr. Strickland.
remember.
Yeah, he and Larry Linville, of course, are both from MASH.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm
It
just like,
had a good
yeah. I mean, there's a lot
it
going
had some
on.
good ideas and premise. The second episode has something to do with the Mayans, and
Yeah, I saw the title.
I it like that was the only thing I could really remember from the series before we watched it. Um, but it like ignited this like obsession with the Mayan culture, like the lost civilization that
Ooh,
just doesn't really exist anymore. But
right.
um, that it like fueled my trip to Mexico back in 2003, whatever it
See,
was.
that's awesome.
And
I love stuff
all
like
the
that.
ruins and the things. Yeah, I was just obsessed. I was like, I couldn't Google because it was the 80s.
I'm going to
I
the
remember the
library
ROM
again.
had a Mayan exhibit one year.
Yeah, they
Like I
did.
think when I was in grade 8, and I begged my parents to take me to Toronto so I could go to the ROM just to see that. I didn't even care about anything else in the museum.
Just
I think
had
I
to
got
see
a
it.
T-shirt.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
But yeah, it like yeah, and to this day, I guess I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but it was because of this one stupid episode of Misfits of Science where I was
That's
like,
how TV
Mayans.
works, man. I mean, you could draw a parallel with Star Trek. Like how many astronauts and astrophysicists do we have because people watch Star Trek?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, man. Same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Um,
Exactly the same thing.
exactly the same. We could just relabel this whole thing Star Trek.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I loved how quirky it was. And I
Yeah.
totally get that. I can see why it might not necessarily have fired with everybody in the 80s, but I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, if they did that now and set it in the 80s, oh,
Yeah.
this would be
I think the
fire.
setting would have a lot to do with I mean, you could like the thing is, so you
The
had
thing is,
his like receptionist or whatever that was taking messages all the
oh
time
yeah,
and watching Days of Our Lives. I'm like, I guess
that
copyright
was
wasn't a
great.
thing, right? Like they were
Yeah,
using music and audio from stuff,
right.
which probably wasn't
It would be a
permissible,
lot
but
hard to get those clearances now.
yeah.
Yes.
But like she was just rhyming so like about the invisible man and stuff and like the little one-liners and little jokes
Yeah.
and stuff.
But it was
Um
in there though that they planted the whole thing with about Courtney Cox's character
yeah,
and the Johnny B. Good character, and
yep.
I'm like, oh, see, I'm like, that's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a really good like segue introduction in a way because it's not like it flipped to them right away. So it's like, oh, you're talking about this person.
right. Yeah, they plant the
Like you
seed
don't
and then they
know
come back.
until and then even with like Johnny, you don't know what his power is until he shoots at them with his
I have
hands.
questions though. I have questions about Johnny's power, because it's all about electricity, and obviously then water burns his skin and stuff or whatever. How does he stay hydrated?
I don't know, man.
Right? What the shit?
What about sweat? Does
Right?
that
What
become
do
a
you
problem?
do? Yeah,
um
it's funny.
and the willingness of like the newscaster and everybody there to be like, oh, it's the Misfits, and
Right?
yeah, these things are happening, and they're just doing it, and they're heroes.
So yeah,
Like it was kind of, I mean, you could set it now and have people with cell phones out, like
right?
capturing all this weird stuff, and people debating whether or not it's real or fabricated
Fake
and
news, fake
everything. So you
news.
could do it now, and yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it could be
But
fun to do
there it
something
was
like that.
like, yeah, this is what's happening. Like 24 hours ago, they were,
They were
on the
they were
run, on the
terrorists.
lam.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. But now they're wearing basketball jerseys, and it's okay.
Right? It's fine now.
It's totally fine.
Because those uniforms were like 15.99 a piece, so he's
I
got to
know
make his
he
money
had them
back.
laying around enough
Just
to fit everybody's size.
right. I have questions about the water whirlpool thing at the end. I have no clue why, wherefore,
I'm
but
not sure what that
no.
was. Was it a security measure? Was it
Right? It was weird.
like because it was
So
like yeah, I don't know. It wasn't
yeah,
even like a
so
nuclear plant per se. It was just it had a water whirlpool that
right,
they
well, I
had to
guess
go through. You couldn't go around it.
couldn't go around it. Couldn't go under it, couldn't go over it. Yeah. But I guess the crux of the plot is these guys learn that the company they used to work for is now developing this new, safe, neutron cannon, I think it was called.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
which
basically like a nuclear bomb, but it was
without
like
the but
smaller. It
clean.
was like a
Yeah,
pocket size, not pocket, but
yeah,
yeah, it
but
was clean and it would like take out an island
right.
with one
And
shot.
then the Marines couldn't get into the facility, but as soon as the Misfits of Science get into the facility, they could just walk into the facility.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. So I had some issues with some of the narrative, but it was fun. It was
Yeah. It
absolutely
was
fun.
very fun and there
Yeah.
was a lot of like team and
Right.
everybody trying to pull together all their differences and
Courtney Cox getting rejected, and
yeah,
like, who's gonna?
and
Well,
taking it like a 17-year-old.
right. I mean, I was about to say who's going to reject a 17-year-old Courtney Cox, but that just opens a
Yeah,
lot of
that's just like
problems.
lawsuits waiting to happen.
Right. Although her use of her powers is really funny because she's always got to like pull her hair out
If
at the
she,
same
yeah,
time.
she can just look if she's just doing something small, but when she's
Right.
trying to like affect a helicopter, for example, she's got to put
Got to
both
pull the
arms
hair
up and run her fingers through her hair.
out. Yeah.
Maybe make a fist with them, but otherwise,
Right. I think the biggest thing that I didn't believe in the entire thing was that I don't think Johnny B is an actual rock star because he can't sing for shit. And that's
I
twice
know.
I've sworn in this, so I'm gonna have to clean this up a bit before I
Oh
edit.
no.
But
He
yeah,
can't
cannot
sing for
sing,
crap.
probably shouldn't sing at all. Yeah.
And it would have been that one scene where he first like when they've got like the guitar riff going and stuff and he's singing
Mm,
and he's shooting.
yeah.
Um like if that music wasn't playing because it wasn't playing there.
No,
Like
obviously it wasn't
it was quiet except for shooting
in his head.
and people yelling. Yeah. So and like him just like singing under his breath or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like doing all the moves and the air
Right.
guitar and stuff and it's like what is this crazy loon doing?
And are you trying to convince me that the army can't shoot at all? Because
Yeah.
maybe
There's
they maybe
stormtroopers.
it's an, yeah, I was going to say it's an off-run of stormtroopers, and that the stormtroopers are now working for the army because they can't shoot at all.
Not at all. That's why they need that weapon
Right.
that they were
um
gonna build. Oh, and another thing that Chris, because I made Krista kind of watch it with me. She fell
oh
asleep for
no.
part of it, I think. But
And she wakes up and goes, I have no idea what's going on.
she was like, I guess time zones didn't exist in the 80s because Rome
Oh yeah,
and
because it's all
Paris and
daylight. Yeah.
America, like everybody, Portugal, I think was in there. But everybody was like a sunny day.
Yeah, it's a sunny
It
day.
just crowds on a
I
sunny
didn't
day in the
even.
middle of the afternoon.
Oh, good for Christopher picking that up. That's great.
Because I had just said something about copyright not being a thing in the 80s, and she's like, I guess time zones also didn't exist
That's awesome.
because
Oh, snaps up to
everyone's
Krista
awake and
for
doing stuff
that.
at the same time.
Yeah, because I, not that I want to nitpick at all, but I keep watching for all the little goofs, and I can't believe I
Yeah.
missed that one. That's
There is
all
like a
amazing.
suspension of disbelief thing going on for sure.
It's a really small planet Earth, and well, it's flat. If the Earth is flat, maybe that's what it is.
That's
So,
probably it.
yeah, that's got to be it. So in Misfits of Science, the Earth is flat.
That's how they can get around so well in that
Yeah.
ice cream truck.
Right. Yeah, then just stroll right onto a classified facility just by being a smart mouth. I love it.
Yeah.
This is why we got in
That's
so
how
much
it's
trouble
done.
as kids.
Yeah.
We just thought we could talk our way into anything.
Yep.
There is nothing behind that
My
chair.
cats are doing something.
Oh, it keeps looking like you're looking behind the cockpit chair there.
Yeah. What's going on back there?
It's fun though. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie.
is very
It was
fun. I
fun.
have fond memories of it, so I'll probably revisit some more, at least that Mayan episode.
Right? It felt a touch overlong. It felt like they were trying to, like I said, trying to do just a little too much in the first one.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
a
thought
lot
like,
of world building, and then
yeah, like I
like I
thought, right.
assume it just goes from like a more episodic case by
Oh
case
yeah, it would have to.
thing
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. Because I thought like right after they rescue the older Manquist, that scientist who shows up in
Yeah.
everything. He's another one of those great actors. And
Yeah, seriously.
and the abominable Amelia. Like I thought, okay, we rescue
Beef
them.
Neener.
That's the end of the
Yeah.
episode. Oh no. Now there's this whole extra half hour where we have to go find the neutron, which is fine.
Yeah.
It just felt like, it just felt a little
You're trying to
They've
pack
been
too much in,
streamlined.
too much.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Like it was
love.
enough to rescue the two of
Oh
them.
yeah, because that first half hour where it's just, see now I want to. Yeah, it was Ellen and Hayes, like the two of them together. Like that first half hour is gold because they're
Yeah, very
hilarious
much.
together. Yeah, yeah. It's just I don't
And
want to
he's
be
hitting
tall.
on everybody.
Right? I'm like, that is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I'm like, you
spraying
cannot do
spraying
that.
people with
And so
water as they
many
go
short
by, and
shorts.
yeah.
He wore
Oh my
lots of
God, right?
very short shorts.
Dude, you're either really confident or a costume department doesn't care about you at all. Yeah.
Your legs are very smooth.
Right. Which, hey, that's your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
And
not
in
going to
real
judge.
life, both of those actors passed away.
Yeah. Which
Um,
is totally sucky.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like so Dean Paul Martin was in a fight. He was a fighter pilot
Right.
and crashed in a
Oh, yeah.
snowstorm in the
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah. Was killed
A
when his
training
F-4
exercise, I think.
Phantom jet fighter crashed into the San Bernardino Mountains in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kevin Peter Hall
He
got
was just
himself
awesome.
AIDS from a blood transfusion, which
Oh,
was, as we
buddy.
know from another show, uh, a very big deal in the 80s.
Yes, it was. I just watched an Equalizer episode about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. This little kid, Corey Carrier, moves into town. Corey Carrier, who would later go on to play Indiana Jones in the Indiana Jones Chronicles, is this little like 5-year-old, and like the neighborhood wants him out because he's a carrier. He has it because his
Oh,
mom got it, and passed it to him in utero, and so. But he makes friends with McCall and
yeah.
Carly, who shows up for season 3, and that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, and then they're like, no, they're staying, and he's just a kid, and I will use my
Yeah.
machine gun to prove my point. Yeah. Oh wow. But yeah, AIDS big thing. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as big anymore, but it's still I think it's
No, it
more
doesn't have the
acceptable.
same death
Yeah.
sentence as it once did. I still
Right?
don't want to live with it though, so
No,
I'm
I
happy
don't think
to not
anybody
get it.
wants to live with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's
But yeah, like it's
bad.
interesting because the two of them played obviously like pretty much best friends in the show, and
Right? They're very fun.
both of them passed away since then. Courtney Cox, we know.
Huh?
Mark Thomas Miller. Everybody except Courtney Cox has like three names.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Three, oh, almost three first names. Hall isn't really a first name, but um, Mark
Maybe that was
Thomas
just to
Miller, who
separate him
played
from his
Johnny B.
dad.
Good, is he was in like a disfiguring accident
Oh
and
man.
like left acting for a while, and then he tried to go back to it, but he didn't have like the patience for being in the
Oh,
business. So now he does something else, like a normal.
that is
I can't
horrible.
remember. I think he runs like a couple of businesses or something.
Okay. And then Jennifer Holmes, who was just a cutie, played
Yeah,
Jane Miller, the parole officer. So I'm like, yeah, I can see why Hayes was hitting on her
yeah,
because cute and
yeah.
had that like 80s little
He
hair
should have
coif
called her.
down perfectly. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God. Because
the
there are
hair
some
and then like the paperclip earrings, the
right.
oversized paperclip earrings. Oh my word.
Yeah. She had like the best hair in the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands down. None of that feathered hair or anything, just a nice coif.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the 80s. How I love you. Yeah. So, but I mean, where do you go with it? You could reboot it.
You could reboot it, and you
Yeah.
could. It would be. I don't know if it'd be better to set it in the 80s or
Or update it for
now.
today. Yeah.
Um.
I mean, because there's new science discoveries every day now. So you can
Yeah.
have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for sure, there's some like loser in a basement lab that's like just trying to prove. I mean, it worked with the X-Files as far as Mulder being in his
Yeah.
closet of an office, and
Yeah. There was a lot. Yeah. I felt like there was a little bit of X-Files in there. Definitely some X-Men in there too.
mhm.
Especially the whole idea that these people, just because they have these abilities doesn't mean they're not normal, or
Yeah.
not human. They're just people, because that's what the X-Men was all about. It was all about
Yeah.
accepting yourself and teen angst, and yeah.
Yeah. And then
Oh
you throw
poor
a uniform on everybody and they're a team. So,
right. Really cheap uniforms, but hey, you gotta go with
yeah.
what you got. Yeah,
I'm
special
sure I
effects.
wanted one as a kid.
Oh, of course, right? But you could probably go down to like one of the malls where they just do that quick iron on thing and
Yeah.
have them anyway. Those were the days.
Misfits of Science.
They had those big books on the counters and you could flip through all the iron on transfers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
People are listening going, what the hell are those? But yeah, special effects were surprisingly solid,
Not bad.
you
Not bad,
know.
especially for a television show at the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, you could still tell that, Elle was just a doll when, he gets picked up or whatever. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's fine. At that point, I was buying into it. I was having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was like the obvious green screen work, but
Oh yeah.
it was like passable. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I've
watch
seen
stuff
worse
now and I'm
today.
like, ooh.
Yeah, right.
But then it was still like not as used.
hmm Well, and it was so expensive at the time too.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh
now
yeah.
it's so much cheaper and it looks cheap. So who knows?
It'd be interesting to see if like they went all in on the pilot and then the series like cuts
Yeah.
back on the effects. I know V
Or,
did that
or
um
yeah,
to some
Battlestar
degree.
Galactica,
Hmm.
Buck Rogers. Yeah, it's all about saving the money,
Yeah.
recycling, reusing. Yeah. But yeah, I loved the thing that most vibed with me was the quirkiness. I love the quirkiness of the whole thing. It was just
Yeah.
I was out there and I'm just like, yep, I can see why Sue dug this.
I did. I really did.
Yeah, I get it. You know, Hayes was cool and is, kind of I want to be Michael J. Fox slash Val Kilmer in Real Genius kind of way. And yeah,
Yep.
Elle's just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only like what's his name? The big Frozen guy again?
Beef Neater. I don't think
Beef Neater.
I think he was just in the pilot.
He was fun though.
He was
How many
Amelia.
different ways can you say Amelia anyway? And he had
I
them
know.
all down,
And he still like understood stuff because
right?
like not to spoil anything, but he plays his part in
Yep, he's a hero.
the end.
Yeah, Courtney's just she's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
I didn't know it then, but she was probably the reason I liked the show so much.
No one's gonna blame you for that ever. Maybe Krista. I don't
No,
know.
she wouldn't.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It was really, really fun. So yeah, I think yeah, reboot would work.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you'd want to cast it like differently and and make it quirky and diverse, but it'd also give like a chance for like all manner of accessible actors to do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And all manner of powers that you can come up with because
Right?
obviously it'd be hard to not like just copy, but also
Mhm.
um like her telekinesis wasn't um new.
For sure. Well, and
Everyone
today's
had heard of it.
audiences are smarter too, so you don't even have to build up to that. You because there's that
Yeah.
just short pop culture short forms like, oh, she's pulling a total carrier or whatever, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You're like, okay.
Oh,
Or he's got the shining or whatever. Yeah. So
yeah.
there's that clue in for people. Yeah, it could, yeah. You write it up, make it quirky. You could kind of work like a little, maybe not an educational angle into it, but you could definitely keep it like cutting to bleeding edge science and just, say, yeah,
Yeah.
these things are not impossible. Kind of like the first episode of the X-Files where it said, the following cases are based on, real,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Not true, Chris Carter. But I wanted to believe.
Yeah, the truth is out there.
Right? What else was really fun about that? I liked the baddies because Larry Linville was just hilarious.
Yeah.
I just had it. There we go. Misfits of Science.
I assume, for the most part, they all will be.
Yeah.
There's Statmeyer. He hasn't come into it yet.
Oh, see, yeah, with the pilot, I guess you don't get everybody.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that it took its time though.
Yeah.
And it just kind of built the characters and like I said, that first hour, I love the first hour, and then that half hour just I'm like, okay,
You need to
anytime you
stop
want to
now.
finish up now. Yeah.
You're not Return of the King. You can
Right.
just have one ending and be done then.
And I gotta say though, I I think there were like three pop songs in the episode.
Hmm.
Like there was Blinding Me with Science, which was awesome. And then oh, it's only got two of them listed on IMDb, so maybe that's what it was. But the second one was horrible, but the third one was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I might have to put my Spotify to work after this. I'm sure somebody's got a Misfits of Science playlist out there. They must.
They must.
Your next assignment, Sue, should you choose to
So
accept it,
again, it depends on what was in the rest of the episodes as far
right?
as music goes.
Yeah, but I
But
mean, who knows? Bet you there's some good stuff.
that
That's why everything should be set in the
would
80s,
be a good reason to set it in the 80s too, is
right?
because you could get the rights to all
Or
kinds of
or
good stuff and just like have
yeah,
the ultimate soundtrack.
or maybe it's just one of the powers of the people is that he has power over the radio, but all it does is play 80s music.
Yes, that would be even better.
It's like, oh, I gotta
I
listen
was
to Wham
thinking of
again.
a character like Johnny B, but like younger and like a teenage character who can't control their powers, so he just
Yeah.
shoots off every once in a while by accident
Got a
or
premature
whatever his power. Yeah.
premature electricity. Okay. All right. Oh, actually, there is a website that has all the episode music listings.
Look at that. Does it look
Yeah,
like there's good stuff coming up?
let's find
We
out.
might circle back around and
We
come in
just
on
might
that Mayan
have to.
episode and then
Yeah. Very cool. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think a reboot could be fun.
yeah, I agree. Definitely the fun is there, and it is a wide open world where you can just
Right.
add anything. So
But yeah, and it's like one of those anthology. Well, it's an anthology show, but with a recurring cast. So
yeah,
you could do drama one week, you could do horror, then you could do comedy. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, please. Yeah. Just, a slightly stronger cast.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's true. Yeah. I'm not going to apologize too much for that, but yeah,
It's different now.
it totally is. Yeah. You would have to get, really good writer on there and maybe a season long arc, but episodic stories. And yeah,
Yeah,
could be fun. Because yeah, I honestly thought with like the setup is like, oh, they're going to be working for this company for the next, 19, no, next 16 episodes. Oh, no, no, they're fired. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe they're going to find something
Do they
out
get their
and
jobs back now that they're heroes? We'll find out.
right. Maybe that's what it is. You're continuing arcs. I like it. Yeah, which is the great thing about today's television. You can do arcs like that. And yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I think this would be one of those shows that could benefit from that because you could introduce maybe somebody doesn't have their powers in like episode 2, but something happens along the way and they get powers
yeah,
and
and they
have to
get
deal with
some
them, or they lose their powers and then have to, yeah, yeah.
because we didn't know L before he got his, but his were like
Well, he did that to himself
it
though,
was like an accidental,
on
purposeful
purpose.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, accidentally on purpose because he
Anyway,
wanted to be shorter so people wouldn't ask him to play basketball all the
yeah.
time. Poor Al.
Which in real life he did very, very well, but
Yes, but he plays that kind of awkward goofiness so well.
oh, so well. And like
Yeah,
even pretending to be bad at basketball,
yeah.
he was
He's
good
yeah,
at that.
yeah. I think yeah. He, Courtney Cox, and Jane were probably like my three favorites because those
Yeah,
three you can just watch them anyway and just
yeah.
enjoy and just like make the other people just a little stronger.
Just a little bit.
Right? That's fun. I dig
Yeah,
it.
me
Yeah.
too. All right. So now we just have to figure out what to do next.
Aha. I went and I found three.
All right.
So it all depends on what you feel like. They
We
do exist.
have like under 10 minutes left now. 8
Okay.
minutes we have.
Oh, great.
So,
We actually did really well on that.
yeah.
Um, Give me one sec here. I want to make sure that the person who did this is who I actually think it is. And if it is, that might change the our intentions, or maybe it won't. Um, oh shit, it totally is. Okay, all right. So yeah, I just honestly I kind of just remembered a few things that I'm like, oh, we should check these out, check these out. So again, we don't have to do any of them, but I have three different options.
Okay.
So number one, I think it only lasted 9 episodes. I think all 9 episodes are on YouTube, but again, we only have to watch the first one, and the first episode is only like the 45, 48 minutes. A show called Otherworld, which I loved.
Other, is it one world? One word?
Nope, 2 words.
Okay.
This
Other
guy, Jonathan Banks,
world.
plays the bad guy in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and what it is, it's this family. The father, I think, is an archaeologist, and the mother's also like a scientist. And
Okay.
on the opening episode, without spoiling everything, they decide they're gonna them and their 2 kids are gonna go through the Great Pyramid, which
Oh, cool.
triggers something and sends them to another other world, which is
World.
kind of like a parallel Earth, but it's not exactly parallel. And
Nice.
there's problems with world building because they never establish continuity, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. So that one's 48 minutes.
Okay.
If we want to try something shorter, um, Saturday morning cartoon called Galaxy High.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the creator of Galaxy High, Chris Columbus, who would later go on to do things like
Whoa.
Harry Potter and Home Alone.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, and it's about these two teenagers who get accepted to Galaxy High in space.
All right.
And it lasted like, I think it's like one season, so it's like 13 episodes or whatever. But yeah,
Amazing.
they're on there, but it'll be a nice short one.
Yeah.
There's also I don't know if you ever saw it, Something's Out There.
Don't know.
Yeah, think of the X-Files in the 80s, but instead of Mulder looking for aliens, she is an alien.
Perfect.
It's a cop and an alien. Miriam DeBow, not Olivia DeBow, but Miriam DeBow plays the alien
Maybe,
cop. Yeah,
maybe I did see it.
but that one again is the pilot episode is like an hour and a half. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. All right.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm good. I'm good with any of
We
them.
will I'll check them all out, see what kind of mood I'm in, and that's what
Yeah,
we'll do.
and then yeah, because I just worried about timing and stuff for like it's easy to get through a 20-minute episode. It's kind of easy to get through 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. I remember loving Something Is Out There, but that might
Yeah.
have been because I crushed on Miriam DeBow.
Yeah, who didn't?
Yeah, right. Yes, please. And Olivia. Oh, anyway. Oh, I can hear the vacuum cleaner going. It must be almost exercise time. Yeah. But yeah. Sue, that was a fun episode.
Not bad at all.
Right? So that's 3 episodes and nothing we haven't watched something that right now that we've actually both or even one of us has like hated.
No.
Which says
That's
a
the
lot for 80s
beauty of the
television.
80s.
Right? Even the crappy stuff. There's something redeeming, but it hasn't been crap yet. It's just been really fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for more. So,
Can't
right.
wait.
So for those of us who are listening, or those of you who are listening, check us out on Twitter. I'm at MindReels. Sue is
At MaryJade29SM.
And if you can think of something fun for us to check out and decide whether we reboot, revisit it, or just retcon it out of existence, let us know. Make sure you join us next week when we dive into something new. Well, not new,
something
because it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
Possibly new
something
to you.
else.
Yay!
You can catch us on Spotify, SoundCloud,
Yes.
and now YouTube as well. Starting to get the episodes up there.
Yes, if you want to see us on really cool locations
Yeah.
and hear us with all the ums and the ahs and the yes and the
Yeah, with absolutely no editing whatsoever.
Right? Absolutely
check us out on YouTube.
raw, which I love. Yay! We
Whew.
did it again.
Another one in the books, Tim.